I think he's in love with you.
That is what I keep hearing. And if he's in love with me, it's a horrible way to go about it. I never could have imagined that his dad wouldn't be here to share him growing up in the moments.
You got snatched.
I didn't like what I looked like. And then when I got to LA, I was like, yo, like I can change this.
You got an audience today. These motherfuckers don't show up for just anybody. We had the same situation last week. Everyone make some noise for Angela Simmons. People were sleeping on you for years. But I was like, Angela is going to be the one. Y'all hooping and hollering over Diggy and Vanessa. Angela's going to be the one. And you are the one. How are
Thank
you?
you. I'm good. I am pretty good.
And growing up hip hop?
It's going. We got a lot going on this season. It's just a lot. A lot specifically I know around Romeo and I right now. So I feel like it seems to be like a hot topic everywhere I go.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what's going on.
We're going to get into that.
Right.
Like Romeo's having all these issues with you being on IG and the guys that you're dating. Do you think it's a double standard when it comes to him?
I personally, again, it goes back to me not really caring, but it also as a friend, it's like if he's a real friend, then I'd like you to have that conversation with me. Whether or not I'm going to stop or not would be on me. But as a friend, if you feel like it's something you don't like to see, then have that conversation with me.
Yeah.
That's it. And like even now, like I'm so over talking about him, like literally because it's just got blown out of proportion at this point.
Yeah.
Like I know this guy, and we've worked together, we've been working together, and then all of a sudden now I'm dealing with this, and now this is on the show, and now I'm dealing with it's really weird. It's like just one day waking up and you didn't know you were going to be hit from the back, and like boom, this is what he decided to do. This is how he wants to handle it, and it's really strange.
I think he's in love with you.
That is what I keep hearing, and if he's in love with me, it's a horrible way to go about it.
I think he's a little jealous that you and Bow Wow have this thing or had this thing, and he's on, he's in the public eye, and then he's also in the public eye, and he just can't find his way back to you. So I feel like we hurt the ones that we love the most, and we go about it that way.
But he says he wants to cut ties. Like he doesn't even want his name associated with mine. So I want to do him a favor and stop talking about him soon, so that it's not associated. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like if you don't want to be associated with me, cool. Like I'm not a bad person.
I just hate that he runs to your sister when he can just say it in your face.
Right. Hello, you have my number. You know where I'm at. That's just how I feel about it.
That's how you feel. What's going on with you and Bow Wow?
We are friends. I've known this man since 17, so our stories are countless. Like what we've been through,
For sure.
endless. And I love him to death. Like that is like my people. I don't know where it wind up right now. It's not where it's at. Like
Yeah.
we're friends, we're cool. I'm gonna support everything he does, vice versa. But to me, I feel like the world always like sticks me with Romeo or Bow. You know what I mean? Like it's like, okay, so can I date other people, or y'all want me just stuck with this?
A few years back, you tragically lost the father of your son, Sutton Tennyson, to a senseless act of violence. Did you ever in your life imagine that you would be a single mother?
No, extremely hard. I come from my family's split, so I have a stepmom, stepdad, mom, dad, 7 siblings. Like I got the whole shebang, and I was like, when I get older, I had a great life growing up, but I was like, I'm gonna never get a divorce, and I'm gonna get married, and I'm gonna have my kid. Like I just had this idea of what life would look like, and it didn't turn out like that.
Yeah.
And I never could have imagined that his dad wouldn't be here to share him growing up in the moments, with me. It's
Yeah.
extremely hard. I mean, like my kid asked for his dad. My kid he gets it. You would think a 3-year-old is like, doesn't, but he's smart and he misses his dad and he wants to see pictures and he wants to see videos, and it's very tough.
Were you planning on having those conversations with him later in life, and did it just hit you that he was like, oh wow, at 3 years old, you're ready to talk about this? Like, how were you preparing yourself to have those tough conversations?
I knew it was gonna come. I didn't know when. I know it started at 2, where he was like, is he alive? And then it kind of, now we're at, I miss my dad. I want my dad. I miss my dad. And those moments come. He'll wake up in the middle of the night, could be at any time. So I wasn't sure when, and I'm still not, because it's a journey. When someone is not here anymore in the physical, the explaining, you just have to keep going because you want your kid to always trust you before anyone else.
Yeah.
So it's going to be an ongoing journey for me, and it's not easy, but
Yeah. It's interesting because, you said you had this plan for your life that
Plan.
you had, like, oh yeah, because when you have a plan, by the way, God loves to throw a wrench in it and let
Yeah.
you know, like, it's not going to go accordingly.
telling you.
But, you had this white picket fence, and I'm going to meet the guy, and I'm going to get married, then I'm going to have a
Oh,
baby.
it was
and
perfect.
It was perfect. How are you, as an adult and as someone who's older and more lived, how are you changing that for yourself? Or are you still putting that pressure on yourself to have that perfect life?
I don't want perfect anymore. You know what I mean? I think I want what makes sense for me. And I'm at a point where I always say never no more, because you just never know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
We have plans. People who have passed away have had plans. You literally have to live day by day and like to your best. And that's just
Yeah.
what it is. Like, I can plan, but God, I always laugh because I'm like, but God has a whole nother plan. You know what I mean? Like, it's so many things that I thought would go one way that completely just went the way it went. And
Yeah.
I'm okay with it now. I've grown and I've just realized that, like, yo, it's not gonna happen that way. You have
Yeah.
to do things however it does happen. You could put in all your best effort, and whatever comes out of that, that's how it's gonna go.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know?
No, it's true. But I'm a Scorpio.
Oh.
And I like control.
Okay, so my son was supposed to be a Scorpio, and his dad was a Scorpio.
So
My dad's a Scorpio.
Oh, so you know how the Scorpio men work. I'm a double Scorpio. We like control. We like, to know what a plan is like. And I feel like when things are thrown off or wrenches thrown in my system, I lost my dad
Really?
at 18.
Wow. Sorry to hear that.
No, and so I get what your son's going through, and I get what you're going through, and the wondering that I do all the time about him. But when life throws a wrench, it's kind of hard for me to pick back up. Like, it's hard for me to get back on that bike and keep on going, especially when a wrench that big comes in your way.
Yeah.
What advice would you have for people who have gone through loss or who are, raising kids on their own right now?
I would just say it's a process, and not to put too much pressure on yourself, right? Because you want to just say, I'm strong, I'm strong, I'm strong. But it's okay to have those vulnerable moments too, where it's like, okay, today's the day where I'm kind of sad about this and I'm mad about it. Because you go through different emotions with loss.
So you let yourself go through the anger and the despair.
You have to, or you're going to find somewhere else to let it out at, right?
Yeah.
Or it's going to come out at the wrong moment. You're like, I don't know why I was so angry there. You know what I mean? Like, you're like, you know what happened? I'm mourning this and I'm going through that. And it could just come through so many different ways. So I just feel like it's important to allow your emotions to be what they are.
Yeah.
It's like a flow, like letting it flow, dealing with it, taming it, making sure you're still living positive and happy, but allow yourself. Like, some days I'm like, yo, like, I'm really sad. Like, I was engaged at one point. I had a son, I have my son, and his dad is no longer here. And sometimes you're like, I just can't believe this is my life, but this is what it is.
You got snatched.
Yeah, I worked on it out here.
You got real snatched. What was it? Was it the way you looked? Was it the way you feel? What made you go down that fitness road?
I was super insecure. Growing up, like, I was like, I don't like how I look. Like, everyone around me looked different. I went to a Jewish elementary school, actually, from K through 8. Only like 200 kids in the whole school. So not everyone looked like me there. So I'm like, I got these hips. I got these butt. Everyone don't look like me here. I don't know. I feel fat, and my siblings were smaller than me. So for a while, I dealt with I didn't like what I looked like. And then when I got to LA, I was like, yo, like, I can change this just by working out and eating right. And I was like, cool, I'm going to do that. And I've been on that path ever since. I worked out my whole pregnancy. I love working out. It's just fun for me.
Tell me about my Built My Body.
Built Not Bought.
Built Not Bought. I'm like, my Built My Body.
I have a new program coming out as well under Built Not Bought for the glutes called Cake Factory.
Because people like to buy them cakes.
Yeah, so we're going to give you little exercises to help get it right, get it tight. We just kind of promote building up your mind, body, and soul. Not just about the surgery part, but it's you need to first mentally be well before you can go and do the rest.
Has it ever crossed your mind? Because I know a lot of times, listen, we live in LA, we live in New York. Bitches be walking into a plastic surgery office and coming out with a whole new shape. And some of them be looking good.
Yeah.
I ain't got the funds for that. I can't really go and get that waist snatched like I want to. I want to float my way ups. Has it ever crossed your mind to do that? And what kind of deterred you not to?
I'm a chicken. I don't like no surgery. I don't want to be put to sleep. I want to make sure I'm still going to wake up. So if I ever thought about it, I'd be like, yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, we fine.
I'm like, I look down. I'm good with my body. The only thing I've ever thought about getting done are my breast, and I think that would be after all the kids I have, if I have more kids down the line.
Yeah.
So to me, I'm good. I don't know. I've learned to really love myself, so I'm not like tripping off no surgery. I don't need it, because who am
Yeah.
I trying to look perfect for? Like, I'm good. Like, I literally love myself, and I've learned how to love myself. So I'm like, okay, y'all can have the snatch and stuff. There's nothing wrong with it. I think it looks amazing. I've seen people who get work done. You're like, woo, that looks natural, incredible. Do your thing.
Right?
So like, it's not, because people always say, oh, with the built now, boy, you trying to say we shouldn't? No, do what
If
you
you could
do.
do it, if that's your thing,
Do it.
Do it.
That's all I'm saying.
But don't call me when your right one's bigger than your left one and it's leaking on the corner.
Stop it.
Do you find that because you've had such public relationships with such public figures that it's hard for you to date like a regular dude?
Not necessarily. And I feel like ever since I was younger, like anytime I would date someone, they would be like, okay, or talk to someone, they see me with them, oh, she's dating them. So I can't really, a lot of guys that I have dated, I quietly date. Like, I'm not going to be like, this is my dude. Like, I've talked to other
Yeah.
guys, but it doesn't work. I move on, and then that's it. You know,
Yeah.
like, I date like a regular girl would date. Like, I'm dating, you want to see what's out there, whatever works, doesn't work, and you just keep going until it makes sense.
Would you date a white dude?
Yeah, I'm like super open.
But you have big dick energy. No, you know, because like, okay,
I
like,
feel you.
like, you know what you want. You're a f***ing boss, and like, you make your own money. You make your own life. You're an executive producer of a show. Do you think that big dickness ever gets in your way?
I'm human. I'm trying to adjust and see what makes sense. So if it makes sense for my life, then we can make it make sense.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like, it just depends. I'm one of these people. I'm one of these, like, I'm very open. Like, I want to explore the idea of dating outside my race. I don't mind.
Yeah.
I'm just open. Like, okay, sure. If it makes sense, cool. If not, peace.
All right, you guys, to listen to this whole interview, go to wherever you listen to podcasts, click on Just a Sip and sip this tea. Like what you saw? Hit subscribe. You don't want to miss any new episodes of Just a Sip, and you can catch up on any past episodes. The tea was hot, I'm telling you.